All right, here's two reasons your characters look boring. Number one is they have a very generic pose. Now, I think this is one of the simplest hacks you can get over and just look up an interesting pose online or act it out yourself. Get inside of the head of your character that you want to draw, whatever it is. If it's a fantasy warrior or paladin or druid, or if it's even a modern character, get inside of their head what their everyday life would be and what a part of their life would be that they would be doing, that it has a certain action that you can portray. Instantly, the character becomes more interesting. Even if it's sitting at a bar, drinking something, or reading a book, it makes it a more interesting character than all of the generic poses you see online, okay? So get rid of generic poses. It makes the character just look more interesting. I try to do this as much as I can. Even if it's a static pose, I try to make them do something that is uniquely to them, and that makes them more interesting out of the bat. Now, number two is to immediately get rid of the profile views of the props that your characters have. This is one of the most telltale signs that you are a beginner when it comes to designing a character. All of your props are in a side profile because you're essentially afraid to foreshorten them. And it's a telltale sign that you don't really have a good understanding of spatial awareness, and it makes it painstakingly obvious that you don't know what to do with that prop, so you're trying to show it off in its completion. Don't do that. If you get rid of that and if you use foreshortening, super subtle even, right? What I have here with the guns or even the sword, there's a certain tilt and volume in space to them, and that just makes the character and the stance and the entire thing more believable. Same with the sword, exact same thing. The hilt is tilted towards us as it would naturally do if you have that pose. It can still be somewhat of a profile pose, but there needs to be some depth to it that makes it more believable. If you do those two things, your characters will become much more interesting overnight.